choose your parents. You did not choose where you were born. You did not choose your brain, your instincts, or the world you grew up in. So here's the question. If your thoughts, desires, and decisions are shaped by forces you never controlled, are you truly free? Or is your life already written?
Decision you have ever made, every success, every failure, every relationship was already decided before you were born. And what if, at the same time, you are fully responsible for all of it? This question has divided humanity for thousands of years. Philosophers, scientists, religious scholars, and everyday people have debated it, yet no consensus has ever been reached. Today, we explore one of the most uncomfortable and controversial debates in human history: free will versus destiny. Do we truly choose our lives, or are we simply acting out a script written by forces beyond our control? Across cultures, religions, and scientific fields, this question has been asked in different ways. Are we the authors of our own story, or are we characters following a predetermined plot? Some say free will is obvious. You are choosing to watch this video right now. Others argue that choice itself is an illusion. Let us begin with the case for destiny. Supporters of destiny argue that everything happens for a reason, whether we understand that reason or not. First, biology. You did not choose your DNA, your brain chemistry, or the structure of your mind. Scientific studies show that traits such as intelligence, risk-taking, emotional sensitivity, and even tendencies towards certain behaviors are heavily influenced by genetics. From this perspective, much of who we are is pre-written in the blueprint of our bodies. If our biology shapes the desires and instincts that guide our decisions, how free are the choices that come from those desires? Second, environment. You did not choose where you were born, the family who raised you, the culture you grew up in, or the social and economic conditions surrounding your life. Psychologists have repeatedly shown that early experiences strongly shape adult behavior, from career choices to moral decision-making to relationship patterns. Consider, for example, the difference between someone born in a war-torn country and someone born in a stable, affluent city. The opportunities, fears, and habits of each person are heavily influenced by circumstances they never selected. If our reactions are conditioned by circumstances we did not choose, can we truly call our decisions free? Third, neuroscience. Experiments have shown that the brain often initiates actions milliseconds before a person is consciously aware of making a decision. The conscious mind is often responding rather than acting. Some neuroscientists argue that free will is a convenient illusion. We feel in control, but our choices are the product of brain activity that occurs before conscious thought. In this sense, destiny is not mystical, it's mechanical, predictable, and inescapable. Some supporters of destiny also point to historical patterns, coincidences, and seemingly inevitable events as evidence. Wars, discoveries, economic collapses, and cultural shifts often follow trajectories beyond the control of any single individual. From this viewpoint, we are actors on a stage whose script was long written before we appeared. Additionally, consider life's pivotal moments. Often, events occur that feel entirely out of our control. A sudden illness, an unexpected opportunity, or a chance meeting that changes the course of life. Proponents of destiny argue that these moments are evidence that some forces are directing outcomes, whether we see them or not. In summary, the case for destiny suggests that while we may feel we are making choices, many of the forces that shape our decisions, biology, environment, and external events, are beyond our control.
Everything is determined by biology, environment, and brain activity. Why do we feel responsible? Why do we praise courage, condemn cruelty, punish crime, and reward selflessness? These instincts suggest that humans perceive choice in meaningful ways, even if some forces shape the decisions behind the scenes. Supporters of free will argue that without genuine choice, moral responsibility collapses. If humans cannot choose otherwise, how can anyone truly be held accountable? Our legal systems, moral frameworks, and social norms all assume that people could have acted differently. Accountability, ethics, and justice rely on the concept of free will. Consider daily life. Every day we make countless decisions, both minor and major. We choose what to eat, how to speak, which goals to pursue, whom to trust, and how to respond to challenges. We deliberate, hesitate, reconsider, and sometimes regret. This ongoing experience of conscious decision-making feels real and consequential, even if some factors influence our options. Then there's transformation. People overcome addiction, break cycles of abuse, and reject beliefs they were raised with. They pursue careers against family expectations, move to new countries, or abandon deeply ingrained habits. Supporters of free will argue that such changes are evidence that humans possess the power to act beyond predetermined conditions. Philosophers have long debated this tension. Some suggest that freedom is not absolute. We are constrained by biology, circumstance, and prior experience. Yet within those limits, we possess meaningful agency. We can shape our character, make deliberate choices, and influence our future in ways that were not strictly determined by past events. Consider creativity and innovation. An artist does not simply follow a preset formula. They imagine something new. A scientist does not merely react to the world, they generate hypotheses and test ideas. Even under the constraints of biology and environment, the human capacity to imagine, decide, and act suggests a form of freedom that cannot be fully explained by destiny alone. Some thinkers propose a middle perspective. Perhaps destiny sets the conditions, the starting point, and the opportunities, but free will determines how we respond. You do not choose the cards you're dealt, but you choose how to play them. Critics argue this is not true freedom, it's limited agency, an illusion of choice. Supporters counter that absolute freedom was never realistic, and the meaningful exercise of choice is enough to define moral responsibility and human experience. We also see this tension in moral dilemmas. When faced with a difficult choice, such as helping a stranger, sacrificing personal comfort, or confronting injustice, people feel that the decision is theirs alone, even if shaped by prior experiences. These moments challenge the idea that all outcomes are predetermined, because humans act in ways that surprise even themselves. So, where does influence end and choice begin? Is believing in free will empowering? Or is it simply a framework to assign blame? Is believing in destiny comforting? Or does it quietly remove meaning from action? Is it possible that both exist simultaneously? That destiny sets the stage, but free will allows us to improvise? At the middle ground, we do not decide for you. We present the arguments, the evidence, and the questions, leaving the judgment to you. The final question remains: are you choosing your answer? Or was it already chosen for you?